Scott Bossman, dude buddy, the Nightcap OG. It's Mark Podolsky, the Land Geek with thelandgeek.com. Scott Bossman, another edition of Coffee Talk. Good morning. Cheers.
Good afternoon here in Wisconsin.
What are you
I
drinking
gave
there?
up my coffee hours ago. What's that?
What is that you're drinking?
Well, it's bubbly, sparkling water, lime flavored.
It's pretty fancy. Bubbly.
You ever had bubbly? It's good stuff.
No, no.
Yeah,
So,
check it out.
for those of us who don't know who are we?
So, you are the land geek, and you have introduced a passive income model into so many of our lives that has moved the needle beyond you can't even comprehend it. But anyway, we're land investors, so we buy land for pennies on the dollar, uh, turn around and sell it, ideally for owner financing because that creates a passive income stream for us, and we don't have to hassle, we don't have to deal with the traditional problems of real estate like renters, rehabs, and renovations, toilets, termites, tenants.
I love it. Yeah, I am a land geek. You are a land geek. We have a whole just community of amazing land geeks. And I think we should give a shout out to some of them who are on live right now. Chris Grassman, who's drinking caffeine.
I haven't seen.
Jason Hoffman, good morning. Oh my goodness. Aloha Kalalaka. The Land Arb Queen is live from paradise in Hawaii.
Nice.
Guy who saves lives every day. Paul Brewer, good morning. Melissa Stuker, good morning. So, Scott, I mean, I say it all the time. Like, we do have the best community, don't we? Nobody realizes it until they like get in there and get involved with them, but it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so many people that are just willing to give forth their time and their information and their tips and tricks for moving forward. I mean, you have people right here in the watching us right now who have contributed so much, right? Don is posting in the group all the time. Paul Brewer's in there all the time sharing. He's sharing his Airtable base for his land business.
We have a whole Paul Brewer Airtable course now, which we're transitioning people. It's going to be in Mighty Networks, so we're working on that technologically as we're moving to different
Nice.
platform. But that's in there, like it's like a secret like bonus for those toolkit owners. It was really well
That's
done. So
amazing.
so thank you, Paul. Um, so we got to talk about the boot camp magic.
Yeah. The
What
boot camp magic. Well, first of all, boot camp was amazing, wasn't it? 3 days,
three
3 days in
days?
my jammies.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. You know, um, except for my internet, and I think my internet's still a little weak. But I thought, like for our first one, everything went really smoothly. Like I was surprised because every boot camp, whether it's live or virtual, something goes wrong. I mean, I remember one boot camp where uh, we were starting promptly at 9, and it was 8:50, and I got to the room, and the room wasn't set up. I'm like,
Oh my
what?
gosh.
There's no tables, there's no chairs, there's nothing there. Like what? And I mean, you want to see like people move. I mean, they had like this conference center place, like because like that's what they do. I mean, they had an army
Yeah.
of people come in. That room was set up in 10 minutes. It was incredible.
Wow. Yeah, there were no logistics like that last weekend, which was nice.
Yeah. Oh, Natalie Mino's on. Congratulations, Natalie, on your first terms deal. We are so excited for you because once you do it once, it's just a very short road to 50. And then once you get to 50, it's a very, very short road to 100. And then once you get to 100, you're like, okay, how do I get to 200? And it just builds and builds and builds to the point where you're like, okay, I have all this passive income. Now what do I do with my life? And it's an existential problem, Natalie Mino, which I'm very excited for you to go through.
Yeah, I spoke with Natalie yesterday. She said she had a great boot camp, Mark, and it was kind of neat because she had been interacting with a potential buyer kind of all throughout the weekend. And so, she's learning in real time, and then she's applying in real time what she's learned. I'm sure your tips um, on sales, getting on the phone were beneficial for her. But anyway, so then she ends boot camp with a terms deal, her first terms deal. Awesome.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. It's magic. It's absolute
Yeah.
magic. So for those of you that are interested in the next virtual boot camp, just go to landgeek.com/bootcamp. I'll put it in right now. And I think we got registration open now. Might as well, we only have so many virtual spots actually, which is kind of weird to say, but we
Right.
do. So definitely, sign up. So what else happened virtually in boot camp that was magical? Natalie got her first terms deal. I know Dawn closed a bunch of deals. We had like,
Yeah, I think
I know they
I
had
think
like
we
11 or
surpassed.
12.
Yeah, I think we were guessing 11, you and I think we surpassed that easy. When you add up all the deals in the room, some people had multiple deals. The coaches obviously had deals. I mean, but yeah, the exciting thing is, you know, people new to this were getting deals, and not only were there wins, Mark, on the sales side, but I've spoken to a couple people this week who were maybe a little bit frustrated about the intake side
Hmm.
because uh, the response rate is maybe a little bit down right now, and they kind of left the weekend thinking, okay, you know what, I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to continue to be consistent with my mailings and adjust as needed. And then I talked to a couple of people this week who on Monday they went to the mailbox and they got their first accepted offer. So it's pretty cool.
It's magic. It's more magic.
It is magic
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. So for those of you that are on live, leave a comment, say hello. Scott Bossman, I definitely think we should get back into our little giveaway thing. Remember we were doing those giveaways like every
Yeah,
week during like the beginning of COVID? Like let's do that again. Let's
I
incentivize
love
people
it.
to like leave a comment, give us a win. What was the win for the week? I don't know. We'll come up with like something crazy. Whoever leaves the comments for the week, then that next week we'll do the random giveaway. And I've got the link now that you
Nice.
had, so it's pretty fun. We can do that.
I love it.
So, um, and there's so many things to give away.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Um, so I know this has been a busy week for you. Anything you're seeing in the market that's new?
We had a couple slow weeks the first part of August, but then this week it picked up again. We've had three sales this week in 3 days, so that was cool. And we're um, yeah, we're just plugging away. We bought a lot of property last month, despite maybe mailing response being down a little bit, but we had some bulk deals. And but yeah, I think land. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I think on the whole, it still is pretty hot.
Oh yeah, it's so hot. Right now, here's some really interesting comments from Natalie. Boot camp was amazing, so informative and inspiring. But she wrote, "Getting that first terms deal is a total high. Use that to propel me into this week." And I agree. I mean, once you start getting into this, it is addictive. You become a
Oh yeah,
deal junkie in a good way. In a good way.
right.
Yeah, Ken Green's on. Oh my goodness. It's Racine the Deal Machine Sugai. Aloha, Racine. Somebody wrote they got 4 accepted offers this week. So 4 accepted offers is solid
It's very
in a
solid.
market that seems to be tightening up.
Right.
Jason Mendoza closed my first mail offer this week. Sold my first terms deal 2 weeks ago. Jason Mendoza, fist bump virtually.
That's awesome,
Fantastic.
Jason.
That is fantastic.
Talk about persistence, Mark. Jason's been at this. He's just not giving up, and I see him on Facebook all the time. He's hustling. He's marketing his property consistently, and that's awesome. Congrats
Yeah,
to him.
yeah, it's so good. I mean, Jason Mendoza. Oh, he just wrote 3 more properties in intake. So I've been kind of thinking about this, right? Let's get a little geeky. 2 movies.
Right?
Probably gonna lose like everybody now, or half the people. But you've got Iron Man and you've got
Uh-huh.
Endgame, right?
Uh-huh.
With Thanos and that whole thing. So before Endgame is Infinity War, and
Uh-huh.
Thanos is like defeating the Avengers, right? And so you've got this the defeated Avengers, and what happens to Thor? He loses his purpose. And what
He
does he do?
does.
He's like this fun loving guy. He's drinking. He has no purpose. He's depressed. He lets himself go. He went from like chiseled to like, 400 pounds
Yeah.
and is not doing anything to help anyone anymore, except he's just drinking all day and like drowning his misery, right? And then you got Iron Man, and nothing is stopping Iron Man from like his mission in life. Like nothing. Pepper can't distract him. No one can distract him. He's completely focused. This is what I'm doing. No one's getting in my way. I don't care if I die doing it. I'm doing this. This is why I'm here. And that to me is the difference between, someone like a Jason Mendoza who's going to keep going. He's Iron Man
Right.
of land investing, where, you don't want to make a few offers, not see any results, and then move into, end game Thor and be like, oh, screw it. ATM investing. This thing's too hard, right?
Uh,
So, yeah, Jason Mendoza, that's great. Do you like
I
that?
love the analogy.
You like the analogy? I
I
think I'm
love
gonna
it.
do like a little video on that. Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
And again, probably. Well, if our group, they'll probably get it. Put in the comments if you even understand this analogy. Um, love virtual flight school, but look forward to live one of these days. Ken G, yeah, our virtual boot camp, right? My dad is terrible with technology. He wants to do your program. Can he be successful with the flight school program? With aptly named Caveman, by the way. That's really funny.
Oh, I love that.
What do you think? Can you do this if you're not good with technology?
Of course you can. I mean, you know what? The technology keeps getting better and easier, right? So, you know what? How much can you learn on YouTube in an afternoon about all of these tools? And 5 years ago, I knew how to use a word processor and surf the internet, and I would say, my knowledge regarding computer skills and that type of thing is just exponentially grown. Um, I think anybody can be taught how to do most of this business, but really, what are the common tools you need? You need telephone, you need email, you need to learn how to post some ads on Facebook and Craigslist. That's pretty easy stuff once you do it a few times.
Yeah, and if you want to take the Tate Litchfield approach, become an expert in finding experts. If you
Yeah,
understand the program through flight school, well, you don't need to know how to scrub an Excel file. Go on Fiverr for $5. You wake up in the
yep,
morning and it's done, right? You don't know how to upload a file into LG Pass. Have your VA go and do it. Again, another what, $3, $5. Then let the automation take place. I mean, anything that's technological that you want to use, either you're going to learn to do it, or you're going to find somebody who is going to be better at it and way cheaper than you to do it anyways, because that's not really what the CEO does anyways.
right.
Racine says Fat Thor is hilarious. He's hilarious. I agree. He is charming, but no one wants to be Fat Thor. Nobody wants to be
He's
drifting through
sad.
life, with no purpose, no mission. We all want to be Iron Man. Don Pereza, my first Facebook VA is hustling. I have less anxiety keeping up the inquiries, and we sold one yesterday and one this morning.
Nice.
Magic is overflowing. I love it.
That's amazing.
I
Good
love
for
it.
her.
That's great. Still trying to work the tech side, but hand it over to someone else. That's from a Facebook user. So I don't know. Melissa Stuker says she loves movies, so she did get the joke, or the I don't know. It's a joke. The analogy.
The analogy, yeah.
The analogy. Any questions for us? Any more wins for the week that you want to share? Um, I got a win this week.
All right.
Chapters 3 and 4 of Dirt Richer. They're moving along. I've got 2, 3, and 4.
Nice.
So, look, I have transitioned from Fat Thor into Iron Man with the book. Like, I'm focused now, right? Like, it's taken a long time. Like, I was drinking away. I was letting it go. I was procrastinating. I was making excuses, like, to do anything else except write. But now I am refocused. And I'm going to finish that book or die trying. I can tell you that.
That's exciting. No, that's all good stuff. I love it.
Yeah, so Scott, you'll know, like, when I die, you'll be like, well, he said, he predicted this. So it's all good.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that book, Mark. So many people love Dirt Rich. I mean, we're hearing it more and more. Like, because Mike and I talked to a lot of people, hey, how'd you learn about Land Geek? Oh, I read his book. It used to be, I heard him on a podcast. Now we're getting that more and more, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing, actually. So, this one is, okay, if you've read Dirt Rich, you've got the basics down of how to do deals and create a land investing, sort of the basics. Dirt Richer is how do you scale it? How do you go from a few deals a week to, how do you blow this thing up? And what are the things you need to have in place? And that's what I'm walking people through methodically. So it's a more advanced book. It's not a beginner book. It's not going to fly off the shelves if you're not, like if you're new, you'll start with Dirt Rich and then you'll go to Dirt Richer.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, Dawn, Racine, and Mark, congratulations on your wins from Melissa. Or yay, I should say. Sent out an email to my buyers list about a new lot and sold it. Scott Bossman sent out an email to my buyers list about a new lot and sold it within 2 hours of sending it out. Who is that Facebook user? Put your name in there because I can't see. I'm going to add that to the broadcast. Okay.
Those are the best, right?
Those are the best because we talk about this all the time. Your best asset for marketing is what you own, your buyers list. I love it. Oh my gosh. That just made my whole day. Whole day's made. Thank you. Whoever that is. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. But...
Chris Grassman wrote, but the book doesn't have the disorganized let freedom ring. I need the podcast. That's good, Chris Grassman. That is good. Oh, Joel Malfavon.
That's awesome.
Joel.
That's who the winner was. Okay, very good.
Yeah, that's the one who sold his lot to his buyers list.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Way to go, Joel.
Good for him. And, Joel hasn't been doing this that long, maybe 3-4 months, right? And just goes to show you need to start engaging with your buyers right away, whether you have 10 people on that list or 1,000 people on that list.
Yeah, we didn't tell the Larry Overstreet story, this virtual boot camp. So let's just tell it now. So Larry's just starting the business. He's been doing it now. How long has he been with us? 4 years, 5 years now? Yeah, a long time. But his first boot camp, was it boot camp? I remember his first boot camp was Orlando. And he tells a story about his buyers list. And he asks a question, I have a buyers list of 1. What do I do? And we're like, they don't know they're your only person on the buyers list. Send out your deal of the week. So he sends it out to the 1 and it's sold. He was so happy. It just goes to show you, 1 is enough. Start getting in the habit of building your buyers list every day, along with engaging the buyers list every day.
I love it.
Don's giving Joel mad props. Yay, Joel has mad marketing skills. There you go. Nice. Very nice. So, what's on the Bossman weekend agenda?
It's kind of a busy weekend actually. My sister is camping nearby, so we're gonna have an outdoor pizza dinner tonight with them, and try to stay somewhat apart. and then we have a graduation party tomorrow. I'm a little apprehensive about,
Why?
so I'm going to be well. Graduation parties are like major infection, you know, uh,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
petri
yeah.
dishes right now because of
Yeah, but
COVID.
just
So
wear the mask, and if you're doing it outside, I hope
yes,
little
doing it
distance,
outside, and
be fine.
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't
So
do it inside.
just makes me nervous. Makes me nervous when people come together. But yes, masks will be utilized, and uh, food will be served with gloves on and whatnot.
Now you've had COVID-19, so don't you feel like you personally have a get out of jail free card? Like you have the antibodies?
I mean, yeah, I was tested for antibodies this week. I have the good antibodies, so that's good. But they don't
That's
know how long they last, 6 to 12 months, maybe. But I
okay.
feel, socially responsible in that, I don't want, for instance, our my mother-in-law who's in her 70s or my father-in-law who's in his 70s to get sick. So it's just one of those
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then I feel like the odds of transmission are so low when it's outside
Yeah,
and distancing. Um,
right.
it seems like inside without a mask and without distance is like that's where it's going to happen.
Yep.
I at least from what I've been reading. Now I could be completely wrong because it's so novel, but um, I don't know.
Just, just unfortunate all the way around.
It really
Hopefully
is.
we're, hopefully we're over the hump.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we were talking about this earlier. Like maybe as this thing evolves, maybe we could next year, because like boot camp obviously is kind of done for 2020. But maybe we could do like a live networking event. It's outside. You know, people are out by a pool, and you can distance. It's outside, and we can talk shop there and have fun, as opposed to being inside in a conference room and everyone's nervous. Like,
Right.
okay, do you have it? Do you have it? You know, we're going to do temperature checks. Like, it doesn't even matter because you could still have it and not
Right.
show any symptoms.
Yep.
So that might be
So it's the
the
the Land
future.
Geek pool party.
Could be the Land Geek pool party, or the Land Geek hiking expedition, or the Land Geek kayaking party. Whatever it is, it's just to be outside and something
Yes.
fun together to do as a group. You know, and people just want to meet you and Zano, Eric, Mimi, Tate, Scott Todd. Not so much, and me not so much, but everyone else. I think everyone's really excited to meet. You know,
Jason Hoffman says, "Heck yeah, he's
heck
in."
yeah. Someone else wrote that would be awesome. You know, it's so funny. I always, whenever I throw shade at Scott Todd, I get a little nervous. Like you never know if that
You
guy's
should.
listening or not, and then all of a sudden, like your phone starts blowing up, and it's like fake numbers, and you don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, Mimi's the worst one to throw shade at though, because like
Right.
your life could just end. That's scary.
Uh,
Oh wait, here's Don. Well, you don't want to be Hawaii. They close the beaches, parks, and hiking areas, but you can go to the gym.
what?
What? That makes literally no sense.
It
The
really
beaches and
does.
the parks and the hiking areas seem way safer than the gym.
I
Wow.
mean, I think the beaches are they can get pretty crowded, but
Right,
I
right.
don't
But if you,
know.
but it's
Like,
easy to distance. 6 feet's
you're
not
right.
that
You're right.
far. It's not that far. The ocean's big. You get in the ocean.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
know.
I hear you.
Jason Hoffman said that Scott Todd's like a ninja.
Oh,
He is.
he's like yeah, he's like Big Brother. He's always watching.
Always watching. So we've got like 6 more minutes. Any questions for Scott and I before we end? Any questions? Scott Bossman, I can't tell you how much it's great to have coffee talk again with you and have total control of seeing the comments and you not being able to see it.
I know you love that.
I really do. I'm such a control freak.
I do like that on Nightcap when I have control of the comments. So
Is
at
yeah,
least I
isn't
get
it?
my fill.
Isn't it
Yeah.
great? I gotta watch Nightcap. Yes, last night. Was it no? Not last night. Two
We
nights
had
ago.
we had Brad Donzi on last night.
What? Oh wait, Brad just texted
Yeah,
me. No way. I gotta text him back.
yeah.
How
We
was that?
It was great. We talked about boot camp, and we talked about uh, Brad. Brad had a conversation with Mike at the beginning of the week, which was kind of a catalyst to get him to take action. And he sold like 6 properties wholesale this week in one bundle package, and he hadn't had a sale yet. So
Oh my
he
gosh.
talked about that. So obviously, also boot camp magic, but we just talked about how, again, it's nice to have people in our community to reach out to be able to consult when you're struggling. And that conversation with Mike kind of pushed him to take action on some properties he was kind of holding on to. He kind of had like an attachment to them
Right.
because they were his first properties and that type of thing. But he needed a win, and he got a win this week, so that was pretty cool. So we talked about that as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Facebook user wrote, "Congratulations on all the incredible wins this week, everyone." And then someone wrote, "Do you use a local CPA or find a specialized CPA for our business model?" What do you think, Scott Bossman? Local CPA or specialized?
I I honestly use a local CPA. I've used him since the beginning, and we've had absolutely no issues whatsoever. We just once I took the accounting class, Scott Todd's accounting class for land investors, I kind of took close notes, forwarded him the information. He's like, "Yep, we got it," and we went from there. But I think it's up to you, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I think if you have an established relationship with a local CPA, have them get access to Scott's accounting class so they understand we're all singing from the same song sheet, so to speak. Or if you don't have any relationship with a CPA, use someone who is specialized. That way you're not reinventing the wheel. You're not educating them on what we do and they're like, "Oh, you're a dealer. So if you're doing a terms deal and you sell it for 20,000, we got to capture all that revenue as taxable today," which is wrong, which is
Right.
absolutely wrong. And I've learned that the hard way. So, um, I think it's either one, but if it's local, make sure that they're educated. If you don't have an established relationship, go with someone specialized, for sure. Someone just wrote, "I just started Scott Todd's Accounting for Land." If you don't know what we're talking about, it's investorninjas.com. It's got all these trainings in there, but he's got the live class, which is like the most up to date. I think it's coming out. And then you can, legacy class as well in Investor Ninjas. So, any more questions? We got 2 more minutes, and then it's time uh, for us to go put on our capes and help other people get out of solo economic dependency and fly away.
I'm surprised no one's commented that we're kind of twinning today. Did you notice?
I
You
I
got the
I actually noticed, and actually I think unconsciously I wanted to twin with you today. So it does feel good to like channel my inner Scott Bossman. I feel bigger. I feel stronger.
oh,
I hurt my
right.
chest on that mountain bike. I haven't been
Yeah, is
able
it
to work
better?
out, so I feel very emasculated. So this is what I have to do. To
Is it better or not?
It's a little better. I still can't do a push up without pain,
Uh,
so I think I'm just gonna let it heal some more.
uh,
So
all right. Well, as long as it's getting better.
yeah, someone wrote, "I didn't notice until you said." Well, I want to thank everybody for leaving a comment. Next week, those everyone's left a comment. We are going to go ahead and do our giveaway. We'll tell you next Friday because Scott and I have not discussed what our giveaway is going to be. But all week,
Some more
you
excitement.
know, during nightcap, leave a comment. Actually, just nightcap. And then the next coffee talk, we'll take all those comments. We'll put you into the random name picker, and you'll be eligible for the giveaway. So there you go.
I think
Scott
maybe
Bossman.
Zano and I will go live next. Zano and I will go live next week sometime as well. So we'll give him another opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, one more question before we end. Do we have time?
Sure.
So this is from Racine, the Deal Machine Sugai. I have a potential buyer, but he's in the hospital. How long should I wait? Or should I wait? Should I contact him? It's a really interesting question. I have a really strong opinion about this, but I'd love to know what you think.
Well, that is interesting. I think I mean, what's the harm of dropping the person an email or a line saying, "Hey, I hope you're feeling better," because you we do care about our customers. So drop them a line, give them some well wishes, and say, "Contact me when you're feeling better." I don't know. What do you think, Mark?
Well, okay, so I think the big phrase for me in that scenario was potential buyer. So if I'm any other business, let's say I'm Nordstrom, right? I don't shut down because I have a potential
Right,
buyer. Like we're always open for business during business hours. And whatever potential buyer's life situation is, really is not for me to get invested in. Now, the corollary of that is what you just said. If they're already a customer, we already have an established relationship. Well, then that's different. That's when they
right,
say, hey, I already have this 10-acre parcel from you. I want this 5-acre parcel. And then all of a sudden something happens in there to change their circumstances. I would email them and say, hey, look, you know, when you're better and you and I can engage again, I will be here for you. No doubt about it. And then I would be there for them when they're able to do something. And I might even send like flowers or a card or whatever it is, get better, with no logo, no marketing, just as a human being to human being, do that. But otherwise, I would not hold property for anybody, not reserve
right.
property for anyone. No, like when you're ready, you're ready, and when you're not, you're not. It's just it doesn't matter what your circumstance is. We have tire kickers all the time. We don't. It's not. We don't know why they're kicking the tires. Just because we in this situation we know it doesn't really change for me.
Right.
Um,
I
all
love
right,
it.
Facebook user, great coffee talk, guys. Thanks for coming on today. Have a great weekend, everyone. Yeah, have a great weekend. So, Scott,
Thanks, Mark.
are we gonna do this together? Everybody,
Oh yeah.
virtually, take your beverage of choice. One, two, three. Let
Let
freedom
freedom
ring.
ring. Oh,
Okay,
we were perfectly together and in sync on that,
it was really good.
on my end.
Yeah, and then of course, wash your hands. All right, thanks everybody.
Thanks, everybody.